Did Jungkook ever experience the feeling of first love? Was there a lucky girl who caught his eye before the fame, before the spotlight, before the world knew his name? You might be wondering, who was she? Where did they meet? What made her so special? And most importantly, does Jungkook still think about her today? The truth is, the story isn't what you'd expect. It's not a fantasy. It's not something from a drama. It's real, quiet, and unforgettable. And by the end of this video, you'll find out what Jungkook himself had to say about it all. And trust me, his words might just stay with you. Jungkook's first crush wasn't on someone from a distant world or a faraway dream. She wasn't a celebrity. She wasn't famous. She was someone he saw almost every day. Someone who sat just a few feet away from him in class. They were classmates. Ordinary teenagers in the same school, in the same classroom, living in the same rhythm of daily life. It wasn't love at first sight. It was slower than that. Softer, something that crept up on him in the most natural way. He was shy, quiet, always focused, always respectful. But when she was around, it was different. There was something calming about her, like she carried a different kind of energy. She was warm, grounded, and full of kindness. She never tried to stand out. But somehow she always did. Jungkook would often catch himself watching her, not in a bold or obvious way, but in the quiet, stolen moments. When she laughed with her friends, or when she tucked her hair behind her ear while solving a problem. He began to recognize the little things about her that others might have missed. They weren't best friends, but they were close. They shared notes, exchanged glances, worked on group projects, and walked the same halls together. There were casual conversations, little jokes, and comfortable silences. And somewhere in those shared moments, Jungkook's heart began to change. He looked forward to seeing her, not because he expected anything, but because she felt like a safe place. Someone who made his day better just by being in it. But despite how he felt, he never said anything. Maybe he thought she already knew, or maybe he was afraid she didn't. He kept it to himself. He kept telling himself there would be a right time, that someday he'd gather the courage to let her know. But life doesn't wait for us to be ready. Jungkook's world was shifting fast. His talent was undeniable, and soon he was stepping into a world much bigger than high school. He joined Big Hit and began the intense journey of becoming an idol. Training consumed him day and night. There was no time for school festivals, for hangouts, for quiet walks home. His schedule was packed, his days were long, and slowly the gap between them grew. He still thought about her, especially in the rare moments when everything else was quiet. He'd wonder what she was doing, if she ever thought of him, if she ever wondered why he drifted away. But deep down, he knew things were changing, and so was he. Then came the moment he wasn't ready for. Through a friend, he found out she had a boyfriend now. And it felt like something inside him froze. It wasn't just sadness, it was realization. Realization that he had missed his chance. All the moments he thought about confessing, the feelings he kept pushing aside. It was too late now. He hadn't even told her. She never knew how he felt, and now someone else had taken the place he never claimed. He smiled when he heard the news, pretended it didn't affect him. But later in the quiet, it hit him hard. Regret, not for liking her, not even for losing her, but for never trying. He began reflecting. What if he had said something? Would it have changed anything, or was it always meant to end this way? He didn't dwell on it for too long, because life kept moving. Debut came, fame followed. The world began to know him as Jungkook from BTS, but even as millions cheered for him, there were moments where that boy from high school, the one who once smiled quietly at a classmate, still existed inside him. And then years later, someone asked him a simple question. Do you remember your first love? Did you ever tell her how you felt? Jungkook paused. He didn't try to sound dramatic. He didn't try to impress. He simply smiled softly and said, sometimes you miss your chances, and you don't always get to say what you want to say, but that's okay. It wasn't just about love. It was about timing, about silence, about growing up, because not all love stories are meant to be lived out. Some are meant to teach us, to shape us, to remind us that even unspoken feelings can leave a lasting impact. Jungkook never got to tell her how he felt, but maybe that's what makes the memory so powerful. It was real, it was his, and even though the world moved on, a part of him always remembers, because sometimes the stories we never finish are the ones we never forget.